combo in the early game. In contrast, Heretics, a lot of team fighting.
Oh yeah.
Ezreal, Wukong, Leona, Cassante, they're going to be looking to set up around these objectives, leverage the poke, and pick potential.
This Cassante could be experiencing it in a few moments, I suspect.
I mean, Elise is so good at the tower dives, right? Because of her ability to reset the tower aggro. The cocoon has been locked in. Here we go.
Carlson still at level 1. Has got the Pathmaker to make himself immune for a second or two to that CC, but he'll still just burn those. So it just ends up being a bit of a disengage. I say that, and Show immediately Nimbus strikes back in. Carlson on the reset is here first, but Razork not leaving as yet. And then he does that.
He's at risk of losing some farm on the bot side of the map, but he's going to make that sacrifice to secure the first objective of the game for his team.
Mickey on the very squishy spider has to be careful of the bug catching squad. He's just sat on a ward. That means the Zenith Blade just wide.
That's no flash.
Turn around, the Cocoon lands are going to try and make the punish happen. How dare you? Bush bait against teams here in the so far so good in game 1 of the playoffs. Carlson going to get shuffled away. I think Fnatic showing exactly why they're so dangerous. The coordination is going to leave their top laner. Picking up a kill is Razork. Nice kill. That's 3 kills, and that'll be the...
This means that Heretics have been able to establish themselves with authority around this dragon, but Fnatic don't really seem to care all that much.
Heretics might, though. The Solar Flare lands, and it's onto the very squishy Razork right now, who goes down. That is a shutdown as well, picked up by Kamilu's Ari. Fnatic's Mickey in danger. Has to flash away. Show still with the Cyclone running. Gets another bop. Carlson came teleporting in to try and get someone more in the game. Kamilu is going to have Show supporting him, trying to shove up here against this tier 1. But I think Oscar should be okay to clear this one up. But here comes the rest of the squad. Solar Flare landing, and Besser is down for the count. Flacket picks it up with the assistance of his True Shot Barrage.
Very nice dive coming through from Heretics, making up for their earlier play, but the dive didn't go quite as planned. But tower now looking to be defended by Fnatic. The TP comes through from Humanoid. Could this be a repeat dive coming out from Heretics?
Oh, Humanoid, remember no ult, but there is Razork, gets the smite on Sten, trying to slow him down. Charm just wide, and Fnatic defend the tier 1.
Heretics now on the retreat. The problem for Heretics is they invested that time into the dive. They don't get the tower, and now all of Fnatic's on the bot side of the map, meaning that Fnatic can look to start off the dragon. There's a big tempo advantage that they'll find themselves with. Oscar going to be setting his sights on the top lane to be able to catch that wave. So Heretics, while they do find themselves a kill, they will unfortunately concede themselves another objective. The feats of strength, of course, already secured by Fnatic thanks to their first 3 kills, and the tower they did secure earlier. Heretics going to be forced to reset, go back to base, pick up some crucial items, but another tower falls in favor of Fnatic. And you can see how very quickly this game is starting to snowball out of control. It's not completely out of control just yet, but Fnatic with half an item completed on the other side. So the question for Heretics is, do we feel confident enough to contest them on this Herald, or are we willing to concede it? I think that with double Trinity Force on the side of Heretics, oh, they're going.
Gonna try and blow up the spider. They do pick off Mickey. Nice moment. Kamilu still with 2 charges after the ultimate, just wide with the charm. Turn around to Carlson, but that is a Cassante. Not the easiest target, nonetheless, but Fnatic continue. And I stand straight corrected. He is dead to rights.
That is the Vi and Besser combo that we've seen work so effectively here in the LEC. They shut down Carlson.
Here we go. Goes jumping on in, and a nice little combo as Oscar in and follows up to allow another kill to go over to Fnatic.
A promising pick comes through from Heretics initially, but then they flounder. They're too separated. Fnatic find 2 quick picks of their own. They'll convert it into the Herald.
And in the slightest, nearly 2,000 gold up individually. That's pretty scary. On the other side, Flash, Vault Breaker into an Emperor's Divide. It divides Kamilu from all of his health points.
Razork, oh, hang on.
We're still going. Carlson nearly going down, trying to spend as much time as he can. Flash on the other side, and the turret disengaged from Oscar in, dodging away, not even with the Drakehound step, just straight up footwork. Needs to get to the other side of this turret, though. Drakehound stepping as far as he can and gets out from a very deep dive.
That's the scary thing about Cassante. He looks like he's...
squad looking to jump on his Stend is there. Sheo, though, clones away for a moment, but I think that's just going to allow a killer instinct from Upset, who might think about flashing after this. Don't want to do that. Razork will instead just queue on forwards with a smite. Upset gets the shutdown.
They didn't want to waste any time there. Upset committing the flash to helping secure that kill. And just an overreach from Sheo. He thought he could find a quick pick onto Oscar, but even if he did, Oscar has the TP ready to rejoin the fight. It leaves open now the Voracious Arakan, and now it feels like the game is slipping away from Heretics. Their options are quickly depleting as Fnatic only continues to ramp up.
Possibly been kind by saying slipping. I think it has just straight up slipped. Kamilu now in danger as Oscar in and lands the public execution. 6,500 gold behind. Atakan is falling as we speak, and Team Heretics can't even cross map because the Ambassador lands an ult.
Ooh, Camillu.
No, pushes for it! He is taking no prisoners.
He can get another one.
He's got a withdrawal level. He can go as deep as he likes. 5 levels up on Stend. So they'll just turn back towards the Dragon. For the last couple of years, I remember when he first joined, and people were like, is this really going to be the Fnatic top laner? How could he? Fnatic with the withdrawals available are going to use them to dive very deep indeed. Flakked is annihilated. All out onto Upset, who just does not care. Another kill secured. Tier 2 under siege. Razork will claim that one. All the while, of course, Humanoid is shoving into the Tier 3. Fnatic unrelenting in this game 1.
The coordination just feels like it's on another level. Fnatic is executing to perfection. They're going to secure 2 inhibitors just like that. The Baron isn't even up yet. And they're setting their sights on the Nexus.
Team Heretics, you still got to deal with all of the withdrawals. Fnatic can go hell to leather here, die and be just fine about it. They're not going to go that deep this time around. They'll back up, but 2 inhibitors down. 22.5 minutes into the game.
The entirety of last year, and
oh, nice angle on it. Camillu's going to ult away. Oscar in and lands another ult. Sheo trading out with Razork, but that's a Cyclone down, and in goes Humanoid with a slight glide and divide, and in comes a killer instinct from Upset, who helps the rest of the team clean stuff up. It's Mickey who claims the kill on the Ahri. The Fox loses to the Spider. Another Cocoon. Upset on a killing spree. And Flakked and Stend, Heretics bot lane, have got an insane job, an impossible job to do, defending the Nexus against the full might of Fnatic. This game is over. Fnatic are taking no prisoners. They execute Heretics. 24.5 minutes in. Game 1 of playoffs is Fnatic's, and it wasn't close.
A very clean game.
He gets a few of those abilities down. You can just outrange him a bit and flap away. It's really obnoxious. The other thing is obviously one of the big things for Yasuo and Tanar is you, with your Wind Wall, you can break the boomerang. And it puts it on
now, sending his sights on the bot side of the map. But Sheo knows my bot lane has prio. I have the agency to move into your side of the jungle, and I can now get some revenge for those early camps that you stole.
Zyra notoriously fast clearing, and Mickey X and Upset, they were the ones interrupting backs last time. This time, they actually still going to try and turn on to Stend, who's low and goes down! Oh, it was looking so good. The priority was there, Sheo was there, and it just doesn't matter. Welcome to the Bounty Castle, Stend. Enjoy your stay in the grave.
Fnatic now find a nice opportunity in the bot side of the map. They could have set up a potential freeze. They've decided not to do that based on the damage that they've done. Camillu and Humanoid continue to trade, with Camillu sitting on a small level lead for now.
Pops back to his soul or body with the Unbound Soul. Sheo, though, looking for a wraparound. Reminder, Humanoid does not have Flash. If that Q lands, doesn't. Flash for the Grasping Roots doesn't land, and now Razork's around. They can look to bait it. There's the twisted advance. Camillu forced back towards the plants. Is Humanoid, though, burning out. Sheo, that's a deadly garden. Nightshade to be found as now Razork in danger. Get hit by another Grasping Root. Camillu using the Raptors to try and escape is very, very low. 58 odd HP. Mickey won't find him, and now he's a bit deep. That's a level 6 Zyra still going to try and fight this Yone. What is going on, Mickey?
Yes, Ignite. I think he's trying to ignite it.
Fight Seal comes on through, the shield comes in, and Team Heretics pick up 2 kills.
How do I break that down? Stend and Flakked with the all-in to alleviate some of that pressure. We saw it again in the mid lane with the gank response from Fnatic turning awry. And Heretics continue to win out on the top lane matchup as well. I will admit, the CS being even, not the best position for the Yasuo, but you know that Yasuo's going to continue to scale.
Stranglethorns, I think Humanoid's in danger. The heal from Mom is not enough, and another kill comes over. This one to the Yone. Chains of Corruption land in the bot side, though. Stend not level 6 yet. Mickey X and Upset continue to trade on forward. The last order would do it. Flash for it secures, and Flakked has to Valkyrie away. A 21-gun salute to his...
We'll get the 6 scrubs. They will concede the first dragon of the game. But I think Heretics is fine with that position, considering they are 1 objective away from that second feature strike.
And considering Sheo was invaded, lost the smite fight on the Raptors.
Really being the only objective that they can look to play for. They're zoning Humanoid away from the tower. In fact, he was even forced to go back to base. Upset is stuck in mid, catching the wave that Flakked is able to push very quickly. And now they're looking for another fight.
Razork goes back in, gets a double Bramble Smash. Mickey X tries to get the Magstorm, gets it onto both of the jungle and AD carries. Flakked gets out, but Sheo The man with the gold lead goes down. Sten gets a double knockup, but they've lost 3. Camillo's trying to trade out, but there's just too many Fnatic members. And Fnatic swiftly punish Heretics overstep in the bot lane.
They certainly do. Heretics one step too far. Knockup comes through from Carlson.
As breath comes on through, but Oscarin still has the hop, so it's just damage. It's not a full...
wants to fight you. So if you're going to give us the fight, we'll take
the fight, yeah. And look, Heretics, you drafted a comp with finesse required. You started some good plays, but you have to do that a little bit more cleanly. And Fnatic, something we were talking about in the green room was the patience that we saw from that. Something we heard from the desk as well. Team Heretics, though, going to finally secure this turret. This time Fnatic won't punish them for it, but the gold lead still in Fnatic's favor. Feed of Strength is secured by Team Heretics because they got that first turret, and that's great news, but Fnatic are ahead in gold now. That gold lead swings back towards them, and they are the team that scales into the objective portion of the game, where you start playing around those dragons and stuff a little later on. A bit easier. Camillo being jumped on. Humanoid sneezes at him, but Camillo will dodge that one.
Now Camillo is the one that's under pressure. Razork going to be sitting on a ward. Sheo is here to cover.
Trying to defend this turret as Fnatic have come around in force to try and trade those structures back. At least it'll only be a trade on the turret HP bar, not too much more. 30 seconds until Dragon, though. Fnatic with pressure in bot lane are likely going to want to try and hold on to command of this river. Stend goes forward, but there's the ult from the Maokai. Turnaround, though, into the face, sealed. Immediately removes Razork. Mickey going to have to flash on out, stays alive, but burns very low with the Liandry's tick.
So now it's Fnatic who overstay their welcome. I'm surprised both sides committing very heavily on the bot side of the map. Don't want to contest over the Rift Herald for the time being. But in this situation, notice the difference, no upset. A crucial damage dealer this early on into the game, going for the
do quite a lot of damage to a turret if you're given half a wave to work with, and Flakked gets an auto too. Upset though, has to change to Corruption. Flakked ready for it. Valkyrie's away. And now there's a bit of a bait being set up by Heretics. Sten and Carlson combine. And Mickey X is off his high horse.
A very nice pick onto Mickey. He didn't respect the fact that that side of the map did not belong to Fnatic. Utilizing the fog of war, they were able to attack from over the wall. They catch him out. Fans trying to keep his morale high, but it will open up this mid-tier 1. And Heretics will take the lead in turret. Cost Oscar his flash, so the potential flash Gnar play in later team fights is something that Heretics don't have to be afraid of. Oh, hang on a minute.
Nice last breath combo, gets a huge shot, got a humanoid, but flashes over the wall. Now Stend, at least with the ultimate running, is relatively tanky. Carlson, though, certainly is not. And Fnatic punish that attempted pick. Carlson running away as Oscarin and nearly a mega. Runs down the Yasuo. Flash over the wall from Flakked. Oscarin got a blast cone. Doesn't have the flash, but a flash and show to get away from Mickey X is not enough. Shattering Strike, Magnet Storm, the hail of arrows, and the plant is swiftly snipped. There will be no smite. There's nothing really to claim aside from Atakan, though. Are Fnatic feeling confident enough with the members dead to think about it? Looks like they are.
Definitely should. Heretics just with another crucial blunder. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse as, the top lane.
Camillo claims the tier 2. All the while, though, Fnatic have sent 2 members to try and punish. They'll Fate Seal went wide, though. So Upset goes on a rampage.
He's got a face check into Flakked.
Oh, Flakked punishes just so well. There's a barrier, there's a flash that is not going to be burned. And Flakked picks up 1 at least. Sten's now over here. The Fnatic have been pretty slow to take this. Carlson's around. They can't finish Atakan. Razork at 20% HP has to be wary. Carlson, last breath into the backline. Onto Humanoid of all people. Twisted advance. And then a wind wall. Sorry, a tornado to claim the kill. They'll keep on playing that. Atakan! Taken by Razork! Even though the Heretics are winning the fight, they don't finish the objective. They don't have the smite. Mickey looking to reset. Going to try and recall, will likely lose his withdrawal. Carlson picks up the 200 gold.
I mean, Carlson is pretty clean with the Yasuo. I will say this game has devolved into anarchy across the board because while it was a lost fight for Heretics, I thought it was going to be a free Atakan, but
second dragon for either team, and Fnatic have got the additional lives to play with, so it feels like now is the time, if any, to make it work. They've got the easier team fight comp. Herald dropped in the gap there towards the river. Fnatic had that one timing out. Dragon started by Fnatic, and Team Heretics say, look, we just don't want this fight. Herald's coming. We're backing away from this. There's Mickey X driving away. Okay, Herald was used. It just goes into a wall.
I definitely think that we've seen greater value Heralds before.
Maybe 1 or 2.
But that's okay. These things happen. You'll notice the poke that comes through from Fnatic can be quite difficult to deal with. I would argue that walking into Zyra is always a challenging thing to deal with. However, because you have Upset on the Varus with going for the lethality build, against these squishy targets, that poke is going to stick. And when you pair that up with the Smolder as well, who's going to chip away at you every time he gets just within range to either sneeze on you or hit you with his Q, now Razork's ultimate comes down to zone them away from the tower.
Nature's Grasp comes down, Sten will press ult though and then go on to Oscarinin. The knockup will come on through from the Stranglethorns and they'll just get that withdrawal and hold the turret.
I will say a bit of poor coordination there. Upset's ultimate came out a little bit late. It looked like he didn't want to commit it onto Sten because he knew that he still had the ultimate. But then once Sten committed the ultimate then went wide from Upset. So the chain CC didn't quite land. Carson now overextended.
Humanoid's coming on down, Razork's there as well. Sneeze comes on through, that'll pop the passive on the Yasuo, who will begin to sweeping blade his way through the wave. Windwall comes on down, making Humanoid's life a little trickier, but the executes now coming through because the stacks are in. Nice knock-up, we'll get another passive, but I don't think even that amount of flow will keep Humanoid from getting the kill.
I was ready for Carson to get the outplay there. Very close to getting that trade back kill onto Humanoid. Unfortunately, pressure is going to fall on his shoulders because the carries across the board are pretty even, if not ahead, as you see Oscar now with a 2k gold lead over the top lane.
And the ult coming as well. Camille will ult, is still going to get caught out just by the ultimate. And now with 3 members down here, I don't think Camille's got anything to do. He doesn't have the ult to try and outplay in the fight. Will likely just fall. 20 seconds until Baron as well. They want to make sure he's off the board for as long as they can. What do Fnatic get off of this? There's no dragon, as we've seen that fight recently enough to know otherwise.
They're just moving to the enemy jungle, going to try and full control right now. One of those things, you know, boots are really important, right?
Yes.
And the problem with the Wind Brothers is they're forced into a very specific boot.
The ones that give you the attack speedy thing.
Which means that this crowd control has a lot more value. And you can see only Sten sitting on the Merc Treads, which means that when the CC lands...
Oh boy, and he's nearly at the execute threshold, about to get hit by another one of those spooky cat things that this version of Maokai throws out. Sten just about alive, but that will mean there's tier 2 falls. Razork, sorry, not Razork, Humanoid calls Mum.
You see what I mean by the poke,
yeah,
right? It really does, it sticks on the side of Heretics because they don't quite have those tanks that have that inbuilt regeneration, those resistances, the ability to soak up some of that long-range damage. Instead, they've got a very squishy front line. This lethality Varus gains a lot of value. The poke that comes through side of the map, I would have expected them to start shifting their control more into the bot side jungle to kind of scare Carlson off the wave. You can already see he's pretty hesitant to approach.
Just soloing it.
Oh,
that's
he
why.
is, yeah.
So that's the plan. He's saying, look, we'll have the rest of our members go there. We've got enough control that our mid laner can just haste when you're looking at a poke comp. When you're looking at Smolder and Varus, who love to cast more abilities, feels pretty good this game. Sheo lands the grasping roots, but doesn't really lead to all that much. The problem now is, of course, Sten can look for an angle. In goes Razork. There's the Stranglethorn to try and buy a bit of space, but Razork flashes away. Magnus Storm back on in onto Sten and Sheo, and that likely means the Zyra is going to be put down to sides, but Razork also in danger. Sap magic healing is ridiculous. Oscarinin flashing away as Flakkid tries to trade onto him. Carlson flashed on, trying to be stepped alive, flashes forward onto Humanoid! And Humanoid gets the kill.
A scattered fight across the board where Heretics had the opportunity to find a number of skirmishes where they were very close to being able to find those picks, but they just couldn't quite secure any of them. Upset now sets his sights onto Flakkid.
Wants this kill, gets the Q just short though, and Flakkid, I think,
he's chasing for this.
He really wants it, even with the Hail of Arrows. He's got enough for slow Q, go on. 1 arrow, 1 kill!
And that's a shutdown. Upset makes his scoreline 8-1. They just shouldn't have been trying to force, and Fnatic, with that stronger teamfight composition, have been able to punish time and time again, and now they find themselves in this position. Oscar about to take over to level 18, Humanoid in a similar position.
Ahead.
And the poke that's coming through, Heretics have to be decisive in how they execute, as the damage is just continuing to stick from Fnatic.
Winced a little bit at that level discrepancy there, the counter match of Carlson. There's been some flashy plays from the Yasuo, but it's not led to a lead. 3 levels, well, now 2, because of course Oscarinin can no longer level up anymore. This isn't Earth. But it's still a serious discrepancy, and the vision control that they fought so hard of early on in the game is now completely gone. Their map is very, very dark right now. Resets begin to come on through for Fnatic. They've claimed all the outer turrets except for that one lone remaining tier 2 in top lane, but they'll reset by a load more items. Humanoid finishing off the Bloodthirster. 3.5 items now on Upset. 3.5, 4 items even for Oscarinin. Flipping heck, that Gnar is strong, and can look to do it all over again. And with the Hex Gates, Razork's like, hello. And the rest of Fnatic as well, they're just coming straight on in. They want a brawl. Carlson caught out, crashed down on with the Ferromancy. He's got a shield that means absolutely nothing. And Upset goes unstoppable.
An easy pick for Fnatic. They turn their attention onto the tower that you just a few moments ago highlighted was the sole survivor of Tier 2 towers. They don't care about the mid wave for now. Instead, knowing that they have the numbers advantage, have set their sights on the base of Heretics.
Those numbers look nice for Sheo, and they were for a period of the game. Don't look so nice when you look at mid and bot though. The poke has definitely been landing, and the base now broken into. Team Heretics, what on earth do you do to stall this Fnatic juggernaut at this point? Oscar Rinnin time to
I think to take control of this game. Unfortunately, a few misexecutions. Oh, Fnatic once again.
They've gone through the Hex Gates. They're going to try and jump on Oscar Rinnin. Did get knocked up, but they didn't really follow it up with too much. Another decent knock up. Oscar Rinnin low. Stend going to be chunked. We'll try and go into the backline. Again, no follow-up. Mom comes flying across the red buff pit, and they lose the Alistair, who is turned into a medium rare state, courtesy of the rest of Fnatic. Razork looking to get forward. Camilo gets over the wall, but that means there is surely no way that Team Heretics can contest the Hex Soul coming up.
HP bars are a little low on the side of Fnatic. Oscar Rinnin likely going to go back to base and then has the TP to rejoin the group. As you rightly said, the Soul going to be secured by Humanoid. They know they have the numbers advantage, but I don't think they have much of a wave to play through on bot. So instead, they're going to move back into Heretics jungle, steal away what they can, pick up what gold they can to try and finish things off, and maybe they'll wait for the Baron spawning in about 2 minutes' time. They are approaching this mid lane tower. Oh, Root comes through onto Mickey.
Good chunk. Again, you've still got 3 items on a Yone, 3 items on a Yasuo. You've got some damage there. The problem is, Fnatic have got some too, and it's just easier to get onto key members with the range. They turn around, Sten goes on, but it's not a target they want to ult with the last breath. Sten has to back away. Oh. Gonna get executed. Humanoid and the Upset bring down the house. Camilo and Flacket desperately running away. A cleanse will not save you. Little Corky, a triple to Upset. A flash for Mickey, who does die to the tower, but that is surely the end of this game. Fnatic will make it 2-0. They will be moving on in the playoffs. A win to their name.
An absolutely ruthless Varus ultimate from Upset sends an arrow straight into the heart of Heretics and will send them to the lower brackets.
Game 1 was...
Okay, question. Talk to me early game expectations. You're watching this game at home. You're a fan of either team. What's the most important lane or the most important champion to keep your eyes on?
I mean, bot lane,
it's going to be something else.
I'm going to wait and see. I'm going to wait and see.
I saw your cheeky look at the items as there we go. There's the Starfall. The Duress follows up as well. The Dog's in with a public execution. But in the end, down goes Lot. With top being a nice standstill for Lot to move towards. Labrov face checking no. In Fog of War ain't good. He's going to be charmed up and instantly destroyed. Ari Vi, a common duo for those reasons.
Nice pick by GiantX. Oh, hang on, Skimond. Might be able to get on to close. You got Kalista moving down.
The flash is burned, but Hans Summer's ready and receiving. Lot has joined in, but he just used his ulti in the previous fight as Hans now chases up. Lot might be in trouble. That Ren means they're slowed to buggery, and Skimond now with another stop under turret will help out as Hans runs in, flashes for the Rand. That's your mama you're talking to.
I mean, this may not be over, though. You've still got another wave coming. Closer, trying to clear it out before it can hit the wave. Skimond got a tank.
He's low, Skimond. Not going to find Hans Summer, or rather, other way around. Skimond is looking for closer, now resets in. Easy kill. G2 are playing with them, Dagda. They're playing with the mate.
They knew that the wave was coming, so Closer was like, look, I'm kind of damned if I do, damned if I don't. And now, Caps going for the trade. Jackie's has no ult.
You're right, he used it before. Caps in a 1v1, unheard of with the Azir, but he's just ordering him down to death. G2 of Marshall Steele. That's definitely not the right name. We're just going to stick with it.
It's awful. I was watching Broken Blade to see what he was up to anyway, because he's moving down, but there's the engage from John.
Oh, it's set up as well. Fate's Call going to be used too, but it's a double knock up into the air. But GX have this in the bag. Even with the ulti later out from Labrov, it's there as Skimond gets launched up, and in goes Jackies. 3 quick kills. GiantX find one opening.
Brilliant stuff from John. G2 thought they'd be able to control the river, but Jun makes them pay for it. Broken Blade had started to walk down. He isn't playing with that TP, so was trying to cover for that play on the bottom side, but GiantX come alive and answer back.
Well, with that opening, it's going to be first dragon here for GiantX. Well, around top. That's the potential for this to set up. Perfect execution, Buffett actually behind Broken Blade. Infinite Duress, meanwhile, the Primal Howl is looking for the fear, and it misses. Good spacing there as the adaptation sets them up, but Jaws of the Beast heals up for the time being. Broken Blade flashes, wants to get distance, gets the flash out. Another Jaws of the Beast. He's healed up, he's bailed out, but Doggy gonna die as GiantX still find the used in the kitchen sink as well. At least nice for GiantX, get some more gold as Caps might be in a bit of trouble. Noah's coming down. Chains Corruption are up and available. Caps waiting for it. Flashes out now eventually, but Noah matches as well. The old Fnatic 80 carry has his number as well as he's got all the stacks up and available. Caps is dead meat. Over to Noah. A lot of gold going over, and they commit hard to the bot lane.
Good job by Noah. Realizes here, look, I don't need to be on that top half of the map. Let's make the play towards Jackie's. They kill off Caps. They get this first tower as well. And now it looks like Lot going to try and somewhat keep control on the top side, but I think that tower, yeah, is going to be matched by G2 there.
I think in the end, it's actually G2 who, by the way, because of objectives, get it as, hang on, Dagda, what's that smell? Jackie's has gotten low, but Broken Blade doesn't know there's another foe in his way. He wants to send him away. He infinite duresses, but charmed out. Broken Blade ain't doing the damage.
Play the map in their favor and trying to keep themselves pushing their advantages.
Yep.
But this is a good move. Now they just need to make sure Mbessa can get back into that top side, and that's why they've sent Jun up here as well.
It's a good shield vault coming through, and the blast cone helps out so Lot doesn't get caught out any further. Broken Blade is pushing this turret, and this is what 3 grubs are going to help do, is Herald will also give them a little push in the right direction. For G2, they're committing to swapping sides, and Caps is just walking ever so precariously up to that bot lane wave. Well, G2 have already done the damage first. Herald in the way of the turret.
To create pressure, cause issues for GiantX where they have to go and deal with them.
Like, the red lady is crazy. Why challenge her? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, there's no point.
I said exactly. I have no idea what
No, you're exactly right, Dagda. Yeah, Han's caught out. There's no way to react. The problem with GiantX's comp as a Callista, there's so many buttons that just say, maybe see if they can find anything off mid, but Noah, as he positions here, I mean, going to be looking for the back end of the wave. He's got 2 items, so this virus can instantly clear. As G2 try and threaten him off best they can, but Edge of Night makes things a little bit harder, as at least moving up is a success for now, but Caps jumps up, has to jump away. Sama going to get his time, and mid is now open. Okay, the map becomes a little bit more open with it too.
Yeah, they didn't know where Broken Blade was, so they couldn't actually commit to fully defending that. Plus, Jackie's have been pushing on bot. Now, Broken Blade shows on top side.
Oh, but look, Caps is coming up as well. You've got to run, Lot! The Infinite Duress is up and available, as you can see Lot is just trying to get out now using the public execution because there was no other way. Infinite Duress flashed away from as well. And as I said, Caps is coming. He ran all the way up from mid as he jumps in, looking for his time in the sun. His ult's still there with the flash available, but they're just poking him down. Broken Blade is chasing with his blood hunt. His jaws close, and with that, Lot's life too.
Jackie should be able to get this top lane tower, though. They want to try and look for more. Good handshake.
Dagda
Great
cheeks.
cleanse.
Yeah, really good turrets. Every 5th attack or 6th attack is like, yeah, nuts. There's G2 trying to leverage that pressure. Dagda, they're pushing GiantX out of river here because Dragon's now spawned.
But it's a big wave on top side as well, so as long as G2 are able to keep them here, they're going to be happy. You're going to lose a wave top, you're going to lose your bot lane tower. And again, GiantX, they're just kind of being run around the map. This has kind of been the G2 special.
Yeah.
What we saw from the last year was missing at the start of the split, but it's coming back in leaps and bounds.
Noah gets mid lane turret. Okay. As we're still even, I'm just waiting to see. But
yeah, still though, they haven't actually reset it. GiantX, can they actually get the steal here?
Out, in, out, in, out. Broken Blade from the back end. The Infinite Duress sent in with the pop blossom from Jun! Johnny Jun sets it up, but Hansaman finds Lot in the back end, and G2 are now trying to play front to back as Artican is taken by GiantX. Their window in the sun is here. Only one withdrawal for now as G2 still trying to fight fire with fire as Broken Blade is hitting a clone. Another reset, another bite as Broken Blade left alive. Caps ultis in to save his own life.
Should just stay on this bottom wave. They don't have the immediate trigger pull here for G2. Like you heard, both Upset and Mickey kind of say
from the skies, he descends down. Skewmon is going to be tagged up with the pop blossom, but no one from GiantX are there. Skewmon's angle. That guy is from the stars.
He manages to pick off Nico. Like, you should be able to move over, but again, I think GiantX kind of fumbling a little bit here. Now G2 setting up on towards this Baron. You still have a lot of members of GiantX available, though.
Let's
the poke is real.
Great point, Dagda. I was going to say, let's see how that poke affects them right. G2 are taking heaps of damage, and I'm watching towards Noah now as Broken Blade tanks it up. Chain to Corruption, he heals out. Jaws of the Beast, he autos, but now he's down. The burst finally utilizes Caps ulti, sends away Lot. Looking for the front to back. It's G2 have to get out with the Baron. Caps knows it's doomed. GiantX know it's gloom, and Skewmont He's looking for something else in the brush as he finds a trade kill onto Noah now. The Poke Virus needs his cooldowns available. Skumon jumps in, gets the cleanse, an auto. There he goes.
No way!
And the Marshall.
He has the empowered E to keep himself alive, so nicely played there by Skumon.
That final Q as well, that extra damage that comes from the Mortal Will and the Comet Spear. Insane buff of damage as well as the Skumon outplaying that fight makes it so much different. Two Barons exit the fight as Broken Blade only onto a clone. He finds
games like this, which are slower paced and starting to drag, and how do you play under the map? This is where, unfortunately, not having a lot of that veterancy can come back to hurt you. Is
infinite duress under turret, and remember the Grand Starfall, he's always there! Into the jaws once more! The Howl unleashes, and the fear is immeasurable. What the hell is an Urukite? The G2 teleport's going to be committed. It's into Fog of War, and GiantX are walking right into it. Again, the setup stun is there from Skumon. His perfect execution denied. Pop Blossom is good, but Caps went golden. He was able to space out as a bailout. Onto Hansama works! He revives, does enough damage as GiantX ran into the fray, and they will not be seeing the light of day. Closer escapes, while two of his solo laners are now dead, and Broken Blade. Oh, he can smell it again. He chases, he sends out closer while Baron now stands up, but it's Soul that G2 will be looking after today.
that might have been one of the most high-value Zhonyas I have seen in a long while.
True.
The fact that Caps gets rid of the public execution, don't have enough consistent DPS in this GiantX roster to kind of deal with some of these low health bars. Like Warwick, if you don't burst them out, is getting to heal back up because your Poke Varus and your Ahri isn't all that all in.
The Flash Charm at melee range, so he doesn't have the Zhonyas this time.
The tower? The tower!
A Zed turret, that seems fair. Yeah, let's make it do the same. Infinite Direct Flash, though, and the Grand Starfall combo returns. The Pop Blossom denied, and Broken Blade will not be denied as the ult from Lot to get on out the perfect execution, rather public version. Sends G2 towards the left. That's where the Baron's sitting and waiting, and GiantX don't have two members.
No, but they do still have Closer, so G2 will need to deal with this Vi. Keep Closer out of the pit is now the name of the game. Maybe a Baron steal could claw this game back for GiantX, but it is a long road back because G2, I mean, Lot's in a decent position here.
Yeah, but Lavrov has his hostile takeover. That's what I'm worried about. In front of three people, Edge of Night comes up not a moment too soon. But GiantX, the turn has begun. There it is, hostile takeover is into the back line onto Hansama. It's a nice oldie, but Closer doesn't have the follow-up he needs. Broken Blade gets on low, but he needs to get his jaws sunken in as GiantX zone on out. And there we go. The healing comes through as Chemtech Soul must be getting a hell of a lot of value right now. GX
They
back
feel
up.
confident to just take this. Jun doesn't have Flash just available yet, but if GiantX could buy some time, that could maybe be the engage they're looking for.
How much poke can Noah send out? Hail of arrows after arrows after arrows. Jun, you're telling me Dagda doesn't have the flash available, but Noah has the arrow in the quiver for the steal! Over, no! An attempt so boldly made. Broken Blade, infinite direct. 43k damage from Noah. And again, we talked a lot about Noah coming into this and how he's big, but right now we're going to talk about Jackie's and how he's feeling small. Caught out. Jackie's, this has happened before. You've had some great moments, but now you're dead for 62 seconds.
Yeah, Jackie's has been hacked, and now he's kind of in a bit of trouble because
not hackies.
Broken Blade actually missed. Could be the pick.
It's onto Warwick, though. He can buy some time. Remember, he's got Terminus. He needs to auto-attack everything in the kitchen sink. Use, though, Pop Blossom as Skumon joined in. He now flashes over. He's poked out, but for G2, they've got pressure down bot.
They're still looking for that bot lane tower. GiantX are now running back as quickly as they can to try and protect this bottom side, but it's gone. Caps is just keeping them at bay, and I mean, how much further did G2 want to go?
Can you end? Question mark.
I don't think they
so.
can.
No.
I think they're just trying to force GiantX back, but
Skumon is going in with no health bar. He gets himself a nice little proc of his item, heals up to half. Hansama still attacking the turrets because GiantX are not going in. They used all their buttons. They used all their buttons on the Wolf. So now set up with a hostile takeover. They've just taken down two Nexus turrets. G2 have an open Nexus, but will not take it yet. Close is looking for a flank. G2 running for their lives. The run out includes the follow-up from the rest of GiantX, but GiantX approach from the left. G2 start from the right.
He's setting it up.
Skumon is looking to Grand Starfall into the base.
He's going.
And Broken Blade will run as well. In he flies. The minion wave at the perfect place at the perfect time. GiantX have to back away. Broken Blade won't let him. The Primal Howl is in the way. And as he jumps into the base, Caps has joined him as well. Lot sends starboard. And Caps and Skumon will take game one in primal phase. Fortune.
It's only a matter of moments. They play around their early picks as well.
I think we're going to see a lane swap though, Dagda. I think G2 are going to try and instigate the lane swap with a Siffer Lulu. I mean, again, drafts we knew were going to be a bit more chaotic with
But yeah, I mean, things like Whimsy, and that could be really important, where you're able to, like, if someone is trying to do it to you, you can just immediately send it back and get Labrov interrupted. But yeah, I mean, I think it's even just well, it is a very nice part of her kit. It's the ability to just get a ton of damage off at long range, which is really vital, as Lot takes quite a bit of damage in return.
Yeah, not too great. Bramble Smash isn't negated though, so good rebuttal to set us off. Shield of Duran gets the stun up. Jun is waiting for the Justice Punch, and it's again another Solar Snare. Broken Blade's kept in place for so long. Twisted Advance is buying him time until
go for a full dive onto Lot, still an option. And that's where you can see Lot immediately resetting. It's just like, look, well, at least trying to run away because he knows as many members. Caps actually stopped his reset. So it looks like that dive is going to happen now on the wave.
Skewmon coming in as well with his ulti in tow. Lot's already been poked down to half HP. He's popped his pots, waiting as well, but the glitter lances keep coming out. Left, right, and center. The Grandmaster at Arms matters not. The burst is enough from Caps.
Stuff like the lane swaps, where at the start they were looking a little dicey on how they were playing some of them out.
It's well said, I think, as well. G2, it's been all about this development, how things come together when they're with this crazy roster built together for so long. Now Broken Blade teleporting in. This is not how it comes together. Execute yet again. Are you ready? Noah doesn't even need to press the button. Instead, Jackies takes a kill, a response kill in responso, as John dies down towards bot, I believe, Dagda. Where's my mind? No?
I mean, Broken Blade was responsible for the one on top, and then they're able to get the one on bot, so GiantX will get first tower. As the TP back in from Lot onto the bottom side. Closer here. I don't think he can go for the dive.
He's going to drill in. He's looking for the impale. It's a good wild growth.
Get your 3-ton strike off.
Yep.
Because you're going to have the speed up from Hans Sama, the speed up from Labrov. You just want to pop someone up in the air as quickly as you can. Labrov?
Being turned on. Lot is here. Counter-Strike is up and available. Heal now burn. Wild Growth is there for Labrov yet again. There might be an Execute as well. Set on up with the Sun as Golden Eclipse available too, but Noah doesn't have enough stacks. G2 are being forced out around Dragon while Broken Blade was not willing to join. He doesn't have TP, and he wants to stay up and top to push the turret.
I'm shocked Labrov managed to make it out of that one, especially when Hans Sama didn't have the ultimate available to give him that movement speed. But GiantX, they get those 6 grubs. They should be able to get this dragon, and yeah, you'll trade it for a tower, but kind of a nice job by GiantX, and just kind of Labrov poking his head in that bit too deep.
It's just a bit of a puddle. It's not really a river, is it? It's more of a puddle. Like, rivers ensue that it's running water, or it's at least got some measure to it. Like, if you look from this camera angle, their first turret, because GX already picked up theirs, they won't get feats of strength, which has already naturally been claimed, but at least getting some gold. Well, Broken Blade tries to do the same, and will actually just be able to force this himself, so double turret is going to be the take here for G2.
So we manage it. Oh, nice flash, but
here's a tree.
There's the root. G2. Oh, hang on. Labrov gets caught, but
set up there.
I was going to say, it's giving G2 the chances to hit level 11 for Broken Blade just there on that top side. They would have liked to hit it on Hans Sama, but looks like they're just not going to be a Caps TPing though.
The flank is big. G2 have Broken Blade at the helm as well, and as that TP flies through with Caps, note that GX have brought everyone here. Lot gets bursted out though, and now Hans Sama can fire away onto Lot. There's no boomerang to hit him down. The Nature's Grasp is set back as Jun is still dead.
To be aggressive on this play.
But an objective for G2. I mean, again, would stack up to 2. It's a Chemtech Soul yet again in this game. And G2 are going to start it off right. Dagda, the gold lead, 2,218.5 minutes in this game. Just again, another early game that for GiantX has put them a bit behind. Spawning topside this game. GiantX are clearing out vision while G2 comes second fiddle with Labrov just poking his head in to peek in, and you can see now Jackies has found his way in. I spoke about Labrov, he's Wild Growth himself. Hans Sama caught out as well, but there's no overwhelm. The Golden Eclipse is used. Hans Sama is out. Redemption will heal him as into the back. Broken Blade smashes down, but GiantX stay firm.
Hans Sama kind of has to get into a position where he's already in river with his team to make this fight kind of work, so they have the opportunity to chase people down. But the fact that mid tower still stands always lets GiantX have a jumping off point where they can't be chased.
Oh, you can't be caught out here. Ulti sent upwards. Help from Closer, but a great ulti from Caps. Now G2 have to make the grand escape as Closer can't save.
Denying G2 the engage that they want.
Look at with Blackfire Torch as well. It hits the execution threshold. The minion just dies. It's crazy. G2 start off this dragon, but they're not hard committing yet. Jun is getting zoned out by Labrov's annoying damage. And Caps having push in bot as well means that this is just going to be dragon done.
But it's Atakan on the opposite side. GiantX looks like trying to burst it down. Broken Blade going to, I think, spot it out. No, just throwing in a sap lane in towards the pit. So I think this is just And now you get Caps on boss. Multiple members moved up towards his top side, so Hans Sama should be able to clear this turret just off the back of it.
I just realized Hans Sama can throw his Q, it can be rebutted by Noah, and then he can spell shield it.
Yeah.
so if he ever wants mana, because the annoying thing the pros said on the desk about rebuttal is that it always goes towards player direction.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to aim it, it like auto aims for you. So.
But the Sivir spell shield only gives you health now. They did change it a little while ago.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh,
there's no mana on it anymore. It's only the health. So no, as they run you over.
Dude, I keep thinking that, like, I see Noon Quiver and I still think people are building Gale Force.
It's the problem when you've been playing for a while.
Yeah, you just get caught. Remember again that item called Guardian Shroud used to exist in ARAM, I think. But that now is a little bit different. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway. Warlord's Bloodlust is the last one I'll mention while G2 hover around mid. Now, Dagda, Dragon is spawning. This will be sold for G2. Remember, all 3 objectives on the map at the same time.
Look at where Caps is, though. He's starting to move in towards this side lane, which is why GiantX are backing away. Lana spotted him.
And it's a really good spot as well. He pops the ulti. Caps in trouble. Takes the blast cone, though, and gets out without having to burn his flash. He's at half HP. He's got teleport available. Saved.
GiantX, though, use that opportunity to push in towards River. This is where their poke in the long range can come into a big advantage. And all they're trying to do is bully G2 out. And look at where Closer's positioned. You have to come through this choke point, which makes it very easy on the funnel for Closer to pick up some of these short-range members. Now Caps trying to get off towards the side, spots out the Lot there.
Oh, he almost burst him, but Lot doesn't take that much damage from the Aurora anyway. G2 hover back towards mid. This is their strength with the Sivir. They'll just go back and pokes out Jackie's. Hans Summer is the one doing damage as GiantX still look for that pincer. They want that impale. They want that pick, they want that poke.
But G2 can't look for the engage because, again, you've got that reflect from Noah. He needs to be standing towards the front to make sure Broken Blade does open up, he can cover.
It's a jump in with Audacious Charge, but against the wall now found out. Impale again onto the jungler, but in a 4 as a choke. It's dangerous. G2 are getting Hans Summer to free fire. Watch him, even as Jun jumps in. Hans is not dying. Lot has a counter-strike up and available, but Hans has a Lulu there and available too. A double over to Hans, and they just couldn't take the Sivir down.
G2 were very patient in that fight, waited for just the right moments to use the cooldowns. That means that G2 now, they're just going to hold on to the wave. I think they just want to look to end.
They're going to try. Death time is long enough. We see our first smell, but it doesn't get to do much at all. G2, their experience still comes in handy and as good as you like. Next turret number 1 under threat. Jun needs to buy time, and buying time with his shielded Duran is exactly what he does. He clears the wave. Next turret number 2 might be too much to ask for. He's done a good job at trying to delay the inevitable, but GiantX, they're getting battered. They're getting torn apart by these turrets. There's damage from the Sivir. Now with an Ardent Sensor, the Nexus is being hit down too fast. Hans flashes away, and G2-0 is how they start their playoffs for winter.